Hello friends, today I am going to explain about the job scheduler. So what is job scheduler, how to configure a job scheduler. Okay, so before going to discuss about the job scheduler, I just want to explain one feature in each and every operating system. So by default, operating system itself having a one feature called it as a background jobs or task scheduler. Background jobs are task scheduler. If you go to the, I'm using Windows 11. Okay, so search for a task scheduler. This is nothing but a job scheduler. This is nothing but a job scheduler in the operating system. So what is the purpose of this task scheduler or job scheduler? So basically, if you want to perform any operation without a manual intervention, if you want to perform any operation without a manual intervention, okay, that is the purpose of task or job scheduler. That means, for example, if I want to send an email, or if I want to clean up some operation, or if I want to save or copy the data from one system to another system, etc. See, I don't want to tell you a specific scenario. Any task or any operation, I don't want to do it manually. I want to make it automate itself. Then we can go for this task scheduler or job scheduler or scheduler at the operating system level. At the operating system level, for example, at the operating system level, so for see, task scheduler library. If you want, you can create a new task. If you want, you can create a, see this one, create a basic task or create a task. What is this? What is this? For example, if I want to delete one file from my operating system C folder or a D folder every day at certain point of time. Okay, how can you achieve this one? Daily you have to log in. Daily you have to switch on your PC or a laptop and log in with your particular account ID. Go to the folder and you have to delete it. Again, next day also you have to do this. But operating system itself having a feature called it as a batch jobs. In Linux also, in Linux machines we call it as a cron jobs. Cron jobs. In Windows, we call it as a schedulers or a job schedulers or a task schedulers, etc. Operating system doesn't know anything. Operating system can perform only invoke the task. Operating system doesn't know anything. What type of task it is, whatever the operation, or whatever the task command you have configured, that can be invoked by the operating system at that specific time. That's all. Operating system won't do anything. Even operating system doesn't know. Today, daily 6 p.m. I want to delete one file. Daily 6 p.m. I want to delete one file from the C folder or a D folder. How can you achieve this one? Operating system doesn't know how to do this. You have to tell to the operating system, please invoke this command. Please invoke this command. Then the operating system will invoke that particular command. That command will delete the file. That command will delete the file. For example, how to delete the file, or how, etc. uh, I'm not good at dos commands. Okay, so remove, for example, c colon slash temp folder slash hello.txt. Such a commands you have to configure while creating the task. So for example, here create a task. Why I'm telling you is just for the comparison, See here, you have to give the task name, and you have to give when this task has to be invoked by the operating system, and commands. Okay, this is all these background jobs or schedulers will be handled by the operating system. Will be handled by the operating system. Even any technology also, even any technology. If you go for the C or if you go for the Java, etc., all background jobs should be handled through the operating system. Through the operating system. Now come back to Pega. So even in PEGA, we have in PEGA 8 version onwards, they have introduced one new rule called it as a job scheduler. This is exactly same as what we discussed at the operating system level. This is exactly same as what we discussed at operating system task, same as PEGA job scheduler. But there is some difference between this job scheduler versus advanced agents in PEGA. I don't want to talk about the differences, etc. Okay, my intention is I just want to configure the job scheduler and how to invoke that job scheduler. So before PEGA 8, there is we can achieve these background jobs by using the advanced agents or standard agents. There are a lot of differences between advanced agents versus standard agents. From the PEGA 8 onwards, they have introduced the job scheduler and queue processor. Still PEGA is allowing to configure or allowing to create a new advanced agents as well as standard agents. But going forward, everyone has to do the either job scheduler or queue processor. We can also convert the existing, that means the legacy advanced agents or standard agents into the job schedulers or a queue processor. That is completely a different concept. But if you are aware of how to configure the advanced agents, little bit confusing. Why? Because we have to create each and every rule set having a one agent, because that is nothing but a master agent. So each and every rule set. Let me open my Dev Studio. Okay. Each and every rule set having a one agent, that is called it as a master agent. In that master agent you have to configure it as a one child agent or a sub agent. So for example, let me open one advanced agent. Where is the advanced agents? System admin, sysadmin agents. So either you can use the standard agents or advanced agents. So let us suppose see this one here. Each and every rule set having a one master agent. Pega engine, this is nothing but a one master agent. Each and every rule set can contains only one agent, that is called it as a master agent. But this Pega rules contains the agent name is Pega rules. The agent name is Pega rules. It contains the some sub agents or child agents. These are called it as a system indexer, system work indexer. Bit confusing. Even it is not easy to understand the context or the structure of the agent in the advanced agents. So blindly we will open or we will create a one master agent for each and every rule set. Then inside that agent we will configure some agents. Okay, so all these agents will be triggered by the master agent. All these agents will be triggered by the master agent. But coming to the job scheduler is very easy compared to this advanced agents. I mean, even in the understanding perspective, configuration perspective, etc., it doesn't have anything how we discussed in the operating system level task scheduler. Similarly, the job scheduler also behaves like that. Let me create a one job scheduler. Let me create a one job scheduler. So go to the sysadmin. There is a job scheduler. Okay, now I want to create a one new job scheduler. So see, if you want to compare with advanced agents, understanding wise also a bit confusing when comparing with the job scheduler advanced agents. But see, job scheduler is very straightforward. It is easily configurable and easily understandable. Why? Because I want to perform or I want to make one action daily, so and so on date and time. That's it. That is the purpose of background job. That is the purpose of background process. That is the purpose of scheduler, job scheduler. That means you are scheduling one particular action, particular operation that can be performed daily without manual intervention. That can be taken care of by the PEGA, and ultimately that can be handled through the operating system only. That can be handled through the operating system. Now, my job scheduler, this is my job scheduler name. This is I am using my application because I want to configure this job scheduler under my application. I am using this rule set and this rule set version. Click on create and open. Click on create and open. Very straightforward configurations. You no need to worry about all these things. If you want to enable the scheduler or if you want to disable the scheduler, because I want to stop this scheduler, that means I don't want to perform any operation in the background, just disable this one. If you want to enable it, enable the job scheduler. See this one, I'll come back to this associated node types. Now in PEGA, you are configuring the one process, you are configuring the one job scheduler. One job scheduler, job, see, job is nothing but a task or a work. Scheduler means scheduler means when the task or a work has will be executed, that's it. Okay, now in the operating system, if you are configuring one task, that task will be executed only in this operating system. That means only in this mission. It will not be executed in the other missions. So if you want to perform the same action, you have to configure the same job scheduler in a different mission. Similarly here are as well my job scheduler, that means this process or this work or this task or this job scheduler should be executed or should be invoked, should be performed in all the nodes or only specific nodes, etc., or only startup. That means once the PEGA server started, only this job scheduler will be executed. After that, no need to execute. So you have to do such a configuration. So runs on all associated nodes or in any one associated node. See, all associated node means for example, in my real-time applications, I have a 10 nodes in my development environments, 10 nodes or 4 nodes. So each and every node having one type, call it as a node type, that is nothing but a node classification. Node classification. Why? Because in the real time they will segregate the nodes. That means two nodes is only for accessing the web request. One node is specific to running the queue processor jobs. One node is for the search functionality, elastic search or indexing or this background process agents, etc. So here the associated node type is by default background processing. Background processing. See, if you want to see the different types of node types, just click on this one. Just click on this one. So if you want, you can select the different node type as well. So by default it is a background processing, but if you want, you can add it, you can select it other node types also, but time being leave it. So that means out of my 4 nodes, 2 nodes are configured with the background processing node type. So that means this job scheduler will be executed in the both nodes which are configured with background processing node type. See, I want to tell you the node type at this moment, how to configure the node type. So by default, my mission, mm, my node server, because since I'm using my personal edition is having only one server, nothing but a one node instance. This node instances of type is let me show you. Mm, Tomcat bin folder set env. See, this is the node type. My node type is currently my node is configured with the stream background processing web user search batch. So like this, if you want, you can configure in your personal edition as well. Okay, so this is my node type, and the schedule is runs on all associated nodes or any one specific nodes. Out of 10 nodes, I want to run or I want to enable this job scheduler on a specific node on any one associated nodes. Okay, so if you want to enable all nodes, you have to select, or if you want to enable on a specific nodes, you have to select a different option. Now, important configuration is schedule. When this task will be executed multiple times of a day, startup, that means a server startup, or a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. Now, in my case, multiple times per a day. Every 3 seconds, sorry, every 30 seconds, or okay, every 120 seconds, my job scheduler will be executed on all associated nodes. That's it. Now you have configured the job scheduler daily. At what time it will run on a daily basis for every 120 seconds. That is fine, but you have to tell what action you want to perform. If you want to send an email, or if you want to delete a file, or if you want to insert the data into the database table, what action you want to perform daily during that specific scheduled time. So action is nothing but here task. How can we do that? That is nothing but a business logic or implementation logic, or that means action or a task. So how to do this? So must and should, we have to create an activity. What logic or what action you want to perform during that specific time. So you have to tell the class name. Now in my case, SBI, I want to create a one activity. Work car loan. My activity is for example, my activity name is, I want to create one activity, job activity. Okay, job activity, click on create and open. What I am doing, I am just inserting into the database table. Page new. What is the class name? Here I want to take one data type. Is there any data type? Okay, country. So this is country data type. Now I want to insert the data into this table. Page new, see page, next property set. SBI loan, home, SBI APL, data, country. Now insert, I want to insert country code, country, description, country ID, country name. Very simple logic. Just I want to insert the data. Very slow. See page, SBI loan, this is my country. Now steps, property step, country code, FR, country description, France, country ID, so country ID, okay, 3, and country name, France again. Next OBJ save, see page with the right now checkbox. Or if you want, you can use commit or commit with error handling. Commit or commit with error handling. I'm just using. Now my task is completed. That means what I want to perform daily for every 120 seconds. This is the task. That means I want to insert into the data into the countries table. That's it. Now now this is my job activity, but one more interesting configuration option is context. What is meant by the context? See, I am telling you again here, this is, there is no manual intervention. There is no manual intervention. That means when you log in into your operate, when you log in with your operator ID into the PEGA application, then PEGA knows who is this operator. This operator is mapped to this particular access group. This access group is mapped to this particular application. This application is having the rule sets, etc. That means, first of all, to execute any rule, PEGA first identify the rule by using the rule resolution algorithm. In this case, when you log in with your operator ID, by default, each and every operator ID is mapped to a specific access group. Based on that, PEGA knows, okay, this operator is mapped to this access group is mapped to this application. So that's why by default, when the operator is logging into the dev studio or any application, based on that operator access group, he will be landed onto the particular application. If I know the application, then automatically PEGA knows the rule set versions. If PEGA knows rule set versions, automatically PEGA knows the rules. So SBI APPL is my application. My application is having these rule set versions. My application is having these rule set versions. So whatever the activity, so that means when you invoke any activity in the dev studio, PEGA easily identify that rule by using the rule resolution algorithm. Even the rule resolution algorithm also can pick the rule, can identify the rule based on this stack, application stack. Otherwise PEGA doesn't know, it throws an error, rule not found exception. But come back to here, in this scenario, how PEGA can execute this job activity rule, because since it is executing in the background process, Since it is executing in the background, how PEGA knows this job activity? That's why you have to specify the context. You have to specify the context. So here we can specify the context in two ways. Either you can specify the access group or you can specify the system runtime context. System runtime context. If you can specify the access group, as I told you, based on that access group, PEGA knows this access group is mapped to which application. My access group is SBI colon authors. Based on this access group, PEGA knows which application this access group is belonging to. If PEGA knows the application, in this application there are rule set versions. Okay, automatically PEGA will verify, PEGA will identify the rule. What is that rule name? Job activity starting from this rule set version. If it is not available, it can check from this rule set version. If it is not available, it will check here like this. It will go till end of the rule set stack to identify the job activity rule. That's why we have to configure this access group. Otherwise, PEGA doesn't know to identify, to pick this rule. Even the same thing will be happen in the data pages as well. Not only data pages, not only agents, the rule which is executing in the background, the rule which is invoked in the background, we have to give the context. So this is one option. Not only specify the access group, you can use the system runtime context. This is very, very important configuration option. So what is meant by the system runtime context? This is nothing but a one type of requester. All these job schedulers will be executed under the system runtime context. Under the system runtime context. So in the system runtime, how can you identify the system runtime context? Go to the records requesters. System runtime context. In the system run, see, this is level system. Understand, try to understand system runtime context. So in this mission, there are n number of applications. In this mission, there are n number of applications. It will be difficult to PEGA or it will impact on the performance to identify the rule comparing to the access group. Comparing to the access group. So if I know the access group, I can easily identify this specific application. But in case of a system runtime context, see how many number of applications here. PEGA will check. PEGA will use this system runtime context to identify the job activity rule across these applications. Across these applications. So you can use the system runtime context or you can use the access group. So your wish, but using the system runtime context, it will verify the job activity rule is present in this application rule set versions or it is present in this application rule set versions or if it is present in this application rule set versions like this. Okay, so either you can use a system runtime context. Unfortunately, if you remove this application from here, if you remove this application from here, then the job scheduler will throw an error because the job scheduler will not execute because it cannot identify the job activity. The job activity is available only in this application. So but try to understand what is the system runtime context and what is the use of access group. So for example, unfortunately, if you added any new application, you must and should add that application here and just click on save and just click on save. Or if you want to disable automatic updates, that means if any new application is created, automatically system will update this system runtime context. If you want to disable, you can disable it also. See, automatic updates has been activated. Prevent automatic updates has been activated. When you create or install, upgrade your application, change the context manually like this. So try to understand the system runtime context. Okay. So now come back to your activity. sorry, your job scheduler. Now here I am using my access group only, I am not using system runtime context. Your wish, you can use anyone. Now activity, currently my activity doesn't have any parameters, so time being leave it. I don't want to pass any parameters to my activity. So next again, alerts configuration, long running job schedulers threshold. What is the maximum timeout? I mean to say timeout, this is nothing but a timeout setting. So the maximum setting, time setting to execute the job scheduler is 10 seconds by default. If you want, you can change it also. If you want, you can change it also. Then alerts configuration. So remember this point, in the real time, each and every client will monitor the alerts. Client in the sense, the client team developers has to monitor the alerts. So, for example, sometimes in a specific scenario, query is taking a too much time. Then PEGA will raise one alert. PEGA will throw an alert. So, based on that, you have to you have to monitor all these things. You have to monitor all these alerts or exceptions or issues, anything by using these issues. Or in the real time, people will use the PDC, PEGA Diagnostic Cloud, or AES, Autonomic Event Services. That is PEGA licensed monitoring tools. PDC, PEGA Diagnostic Cloud. Every time, mostly every client nowadays is using PDC, PEGA Diagnostic Cloud. So that PEGA Diagnostic Cloud is monitoring all these alerts or exceptions. Immediately it will send an email, or they will, there is a separate team who will taking care of this PDC monitoring. They will send an email immediately to the concerned development team. In this application, there is an alert, is coming like this, this is taking, your job schedule is taking more than 10 seconds, etc., like this. Okay, so this is related to the alerts configuration. Now I want to save this my saving. Once you save the job scheduler, immediately see all job rules are resolved against the context specified in the system runtime context. System runtime context. Now go to the, so that's it. Your job is completed. Now the PEGA will take care of executing this activity internally or in the background. In the background. So if you want to see that, so when this activity will be executed, job activity will be executed for every 120 seconds. Now what is the current time? This is not your current time. Your operated time. What is your operated time zone? Based on that only, what is your operator time zone? My operator time zone is American New York. Based on this time zone only, the job scheduler will be executed. Now go to Admin Studio where you can monitor and trace the job schedulers. See, go to the resources. Here, jobs. So my job name is my job scheduler. Where is my job scheduler? Okay, go to next. See this one, this is my job scheduler. Average time duration is blah blah blah. Last finished is 5:15. Already execution is 1. Okay, already execution is 1. Now the job scheduler is enabled. Success percentage is something. Let's see whether actions for every 120 seconds. My job scheduler. Just click on. Okay, see this one. This is the job scheduler. 5:15 it started. Okay, job scheduler country code FR is not a valid integer. That means failed. Your job scheduler is failed. That means because of this exception. Because of this exception. Now just I'm changing my logic. Country code is not an integer. Where is your, like this you have to monitor. First you have to test yourself before configuring the job scheduler. You have to test your logic first individually, then you have to configure this activity. Country ID, country code. What is the country code here? Okay, country code is like this. Okay, now 123. check out, save, check in. See, whatever the action, if you want, you can do it. I'm just sending an email, I'm just saving the data into the database. Some people will send it into the some people will delete a file, some people will copy the data, some people will send an email, some people will trigger the rest services, some people will trigger the soap services. Whatever the operation, if you want to perform, you can do it. There is no specific task only the job scheduler can perform. See, because all these are warnings. Since this is my personal edition, I'm not taking care of this. Now come back to your admin studio. Now let's verify still uh, job is failing or not. Now my job scheduler actions are refresh. See, still the success rate is 0%. Two times it was failed. Let's see. So now this time success. So my job scheduler success percentage is 333. Why? Because total execution time is 3. Out of 3, one time is success, remaining 2 times are failed, like this. So if you want, you can trace your job scheduler also. Now just click on trace. Trace on any node or a trace on a specific node. If you want to trace this job scheduler on a specific node, you can select that one in this node. No, on any node I am okay. Okay, just click on trace. But when you comparing with the advanced agents, again you have to delay the agent. You have to delay the agent, then only you can trace that agent. But there is no such a problem here. Now I just want to trace. Now this time the agent will be failed. Why? Because only one entry can be created with the same primary key, because already I have created one entry into the country. Again, if I try to save the same entry, primary key constraints will be failed. Okay, success. Okay, that means success. Now let's see. Okay, like this I can trace my job scheduler as well. If you want, you can disable the job scheduler. Just refresh, you can see that executions, how many executions. My job scheduler total 3 executions. Okay, so now go back to your dev studio and see the countries, whether the country is properly inserted or not. Country, actions, refresh. Because I have already a country table, that's why I did not explain how to create the country table. So even in your case also, whatever the action, if you want, you can perform it. So even if you want to disable the scheduler, you can do it by using this disable option. For example, checkout, you can disable, save, check-in. Now your job scheduler will be disabled. Updated, actions, admin studio. But usually we will not do like this. There is a one more option. See, your job scheduler is, one second, refresh. My job scheduler is disabled. My job scheduler is disabled. Total 6 times executed. Total 6 times executed. But why these records are not inserted? Let's see. Dev studio, job activity, country. Even it is executing same primary key, because with country code, one primary key with one country code. That's why the same record, I mean, not updating, because even the jobs activity is executing, already the country IDs already exist. Now if I want to enable again the job scheduler, you can enable it. Not here, here you can enable the job scheduler. You can enable the job scheduler, save and check in updated. Now come back to Dev Studio, sorry, Admin Studio. Here again the job scheduler is enabled. See, enabled job scheduler is enabled. See, if you want, you can override it also. Override means you can disable the job scheduler from here. You can disable the job scheduler from here. You no need to go to the rule and make the changes. Again, I can revert back. Say, okay, like this you can enable or disable the job scheduler. And one more thing is all these execution status. All these execution status. Uh, execution status you can find it from the specific table. See, now when you click on this, now you can find the execution details from which table. So you can easily understand, if you are not aware of it, use the live UI harness section. Inside the section they are using the table. Open the dynamic layout. Simple, open the table. This is the table name. Because if you want to see that execution details, execution status, in which table the data is saving, okay, you can easily trying to understand the existing OOTP functionalities either by using the live UI or you can use the tracer or debug options. Okay, so because PEGA intention itself is it is a tool. You can reuse the existing features, or if you want you can override it or customize it. That's why what people are doing is people are trying to understand, okay, how to create an activity, how to create a data transform, but people are not understanding the existing OOTP behaviors first. That is the way of learning the PEGA first. That is the way of learning the PEGA. So even if you are trying to implement one functionality in PEGA, people are looking for how can we implement it, etc. So the first thing is check how PEGA was implemented already. If there is such a feature available in PEGA over TB. For example, if I want to display these details, already PEGA has implemented this one, right? You can, why don't you reuse it? Or in which table, which class it is referring? So what is this? Report definition, log job scheduler, and the report definition name is this one. Oh, that's it. Job name, it will pass the job name by default. Now close. Log job scheduler is the class name. Now go to the, and one more thing is all these jobs are also configured in which table, I don't know. Actually I don't know. I can easily understand. Okay, I no need to by heart it, I can find it out at that time. So last class name is log job scheduler. Now what is the class name here? Okay, PX job info. PX job info, the property which contains the job schedulers. So you can find it out that PX job info from the clipboard. Okay, now just come back. Dev Studio. Open that log job scheduler class. Sysadmin class. In this table, all these details are capturing. PR underscore logs underscore job scheduler. In this table, your job execution details are captured. Okay. I hope you understand the video about the job scheduler. Thank you.